Yo, what's good everyone? Your boy Deke back again with another vid. And this one we got some pretty dope news that dropped yesterday. Melvin Ingram is going to be visiting with the Steelers. Here is the initial report brought to you by, as always, Twitter. And specifically the account on Twitter is Jason La Canfora, as you can see here. So Steelers remain on the hunt for pass rush help. Had interest in Justin Houston, but that does not appear to be a match. We'll bring in Melvin Ingram for a visit this week, and possibly others. So there's a few things that excites me a little bit. So one, Steelers remain on the hunt for pass rush help. So even though we haven't thought they were going to sign anyone or going to bring anyone in, they were probably doing their due diligence behind the scenes, which appears to be the case in this next sentence. Had interest in Justin Houston, but that does not appear to be a match. Look, this looks like a typo right here, actually, too. We'll bring in Melvin Ingram for a visit this week, which gets me and probably a lot of you guys amped up because we have basically no pass rush depth. And then possibly others. Who could that be? Malik Hooker, maybe a left tackle, right tackle, who knows? But that is the tweet. When I saw those reports, I got excited. We need some outside linebacker depth. But should we be? Let's take a look at Melvin Ingram's production over his career and over last season. So three-time Pro Bowler, 32 years old, just turned 32. He was a first-round pick way back in the 2012 NFL Draft. I would say really solid career. I don't know if he lived up to expectations completely, but made 3 Pro Bowls, had a couple seasons with over 10 sacks. He had 8 sacks, 7 sacks. Also injured a little bit throughout his career. But then we look at 2020 last year. In terms of just straight up stats, could it be a little concerning? 10 tackles, 7 games, 1 pick though, 2 pass deflections, 3 on approximate value. That's not bad. You times that over 2, that adds up to like 7 or 8.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And he's been in that range before. So maybe there's more to his game from last season that completely meets the eye on these stat sheets. So let's check out, see if there's any highlights. All right, so we have 2018, 2019 mic'd up. Top 100 players of 2019, 2017, 2018. Melvin Gordon highlights. Melvin Ingram defense lead Chargers to victory 2 years ago. Can we find a highlight from 2020, please? All right, maybe we got to go, oh man, based off time, upload date, maybe? This is most recent. Oh no. Ryan Kerrigan highlights. Melvin Gordon. This is the mic'd up. Oh no, we don't have a highlight. We don't have a highlight from the damn 2020 season. But then we go a year back. Jeez, Melvin Ingram, most important and underrated player in the league. Top 100 players of 2019. What makes Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram the best pass rush duo in the NFL? Was that a year ago? It's probably Bud and TJ, not Bosa and Ingram, but okay, we get the picture. Maybe they're top 2, top 3. So he's 1 year removed from that, and a lot can change in a year. I get that 100%. But with Melvin Ingram, the talent speaks for itself. His career numbers, really solid career. We know this. 3 Pro Bowls. Only 1 year removed from being considered one of the best pass rush duos in the league with Joey Bosa. Up there in age, 32. But the caveat is we're not asking Melvin Ingram to come in here and be outside linebacker number 2 to play every snap opposite of TJ Watt. What we're bringing him in for is edge rush depth, which is something we severely lack right now with Quincy Roche and Cassius Marsh being number 3 and 4. Now, Roche, if you look at the highlights, he looks like a stud. It looks like we got a steal with him in the 6th round, but Keith Butler hasn't really been talking highly about our outside linebacker depth thus far, which is always why we were thinking, why haven't we signed a guy like Justin Houston or Melvin Ingram yet? Now it seems like the time is right to bring in players for visits, and we can't really necessarily sneeze at just a visit because at this point, Moats even alluded to this on the podcast, the hoops and bounds that you have to do to make sure a visit can take place with the team in this COVID era, there's a lot to go through. So it's not some random coincidence or not some type of fluke that Melvin Ingram's visiting with the Steelers. And we saw what happened when another former Charger visited with the Steelers earlier this offseason. So I think this would be a great move. I don't think who knows? Melvin Ingram, could we just say down year last year? He is 32, but we're not expecting him to necessarily be prime Melvin Ingram with the Steelers. If we were, him and TJ Watt, I mean, that would be a lethal pass rush duo. But we got Alex Highsmith. We selected him in the 3rd round. He got a ton of playing time last year at the end of the season after Bud Dupree went down. So we're expecting it's him and TJ. That's going to be the duo. But as a guy that can maybe play 30% of the snaps, maybe he could spell for TJ, spell for Highsmith here and there, Melvin Ingram will be perfect. We did have interest in Justin Houston. Maybe he wants more money because he did have, I believe, double-digit sacks last season. Whereas Melvin Ingram, you saw his stats, which is why we might be able to get him for a much more affordable rate within the cap room. And obviously, you saw at the end of the tweet, we're going to be thinking about bringing some more people in. So I think this is a great move. If we could pull it off, Melvin Ingram would fit perfectly as the 3rd outside linebacker at this point in his career. And maybe he could give us maybe 5 or 6 sacks. Maybe it could be the James Harrison role whenever he came back from Cincinnati. So I like the move. I hope the Steelers make the move. I hope Melvin Ingram signs. Perfect timing right ahead of training camp. I don't think that's a coincidence either. We're not seeing a lot of these veteran free agents sign just yet, but now Melvin Ingram's visiting. I'm sure we're going to see some other dudes start visiting and signing with respective teams as training camp's approaching. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Who do you think the Steelers could be looking at next? I know a lot of people are saying Malik Hooker. Who else is out there? Let me know down below who you think the Steelers could be signing. Steven Nelson maybe? Steven Nelson reunion? Stay chilling. Hope you enjoyed though. Peace.